but in our life, those days, don't forget to use our mask. Masks are very important, and it comes in different shapes and colors. And if you don't have mask and you are a woman, you can put your hijab like this or like this. Or if you are a man, you can use your dress. Okay? Agreed? Always also when you go out, use your gloves. Okay? Those will not go away with me if we will meet. I will always have an extra one. Don't forget to be holding with you also this alcohol to clean your eyes and my special mix to fight coronavirus. Okay? This is Clorox, which is not the bleach, it's the other one with some water and okay? And of course, Ula is the most one who knows this bag. This bag is always inside my bag. There is Colonia, Dettol, this one, and sanitizer, and Clorox. So always keep those things with you. Be safe, be clean, and let's enjoy the meeting. And before I hand over to the president, let's all of you just listen and hear what is the club mission. You repeat it after me, but without unmuting everyone because we will be so happy.
I can unmute them to repeat after you.
No need. Don't repeat after me. I will say it by myself and you say it with your heart, okay? So we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. That's it. And now I will hand over the stage to the amazing and lovely President Ruhaina Tanwir.
Good evening. Am I unmuted? Yes. Good evening, everyone. Well, I hope to see more cats coming in. Let's have a first meow. Let's just warm up with a meow. Good evening, cats. Welcome to the 152nd meeting. Today, as you know, I can hear you, Arij. Today, as you know, that we are into our first online meeting. Firstly, I would like Arij to send one packet like this for each of us. One pouch made for each of us. Each of us cats carrying such a pouch in our bags. Don't you all agree? Yes. Okay. Well, I have a story to tell you all. Have you all heard about the eagle's story? No. Okay. An eagle normally lives up to the age of 70 years. But at the age of 40, its beak starts to become less sharp, maybe starts to become less pointier, so it cannot catch its prey. Its talons, its claws, they lose their sharpness, so it cannot catch its prey again. And the feathers on the body, they stick so badly that it becomes heavy. It becomes heavy for it to fly. It becomes heavy for it so that it is becoming very idle and starts, probably it can just sleep and die. Now, at that time, the eagle knows this. So it has two options. One, to die. Two, to survive. Now, to survive, what the eagle does is, it finds the highest mountain it can find. It goes to the mountain, sits over there, breaks its beak on a rock, so that in a few months, a new beak will come out. Once that happens, its new claws come out. Once the claws come out, it starts plucking out all the feathers which are stuck to it. And then it lives on for another 30 years. So we don't have to be miserable in this state of isolation and curfew. We have to learn to do different things, to grow ourselves. I know the saloons are closed. It's a difficult thing. But besides that, I think what we have over here, we should make the most of it. Don't you all agree? Okay, now looking at our meeting, we have guests today. I would appreciate if our guests could say a few words, one or two words. Dr. Makhlouf, you'll have to unmute them one by one. Let's invite Toastmaster Aditya Saxena, who is the Toastmaster of Club of Pune.
Hi everyone, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, hi, I'm Aditya Saxena.
Yes, we can hear you.
I'm from Toast. When some of you might know him. So I am currently the VP Education over there, and I got a chance to visit you guys here today. And since online meetings have made it easier to connect, so I thought of joining you guys today. I'm looking forward to it.
That's great. Thank you. Then we have another guest, Dinesh Kumar Pal. Toastmaster Dinesh Kumar Pal. Please introduce yourself. You need to unmute Dinesh Kumar Pal. Yes.
Hi, good evening. President of Advanced Toastmasters Club and other dignitary and fellow Toastmasters. I am Dinesh Kumar Pal from SSP Toastmasters Club, Fahil.
Lovely. Welcome. Lovely to have you here.
Thank you.
Then I can see Toastmaster Labiba Amir. Please, would you introduce yourself?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Sorry, my camera is not working. I've tried a lot of times. I'm really sorry.
Okay.
You can excuse me. My name is Labiba Amir, and I'm a student. I'm in grade. Thank you so much for including me in this. It means a lot.
Thank you, Labiba. I'm an ex-student of Indian Community School years back. Okay, and let's go on to another guest, Toastmaster Prasad Sovani.
He is our general evaluator.
I know, but I said I will introduce all the guests initially, and then later on you will introduce the role players.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm Prasad Sovni, not Sovani.
Yeah. Hello.
Okay, Sovni. Okay, sorry.
Prasad Sovni. I'm a corporate trainer from Pune, and I was district governor for District 41 for the year 13-14. And that's how I met Annadatta Murli Manohar. And today I'm delighted to be with you all here in this setting. I would have preferred to be present in Kuwait to attend your meeting, but that's not possible. But at least I get a virtual sense of this, and glad to connect with all of you.
Thank you so much. When the airports are open, we will gladly welcome you to our next meeting. Glad to have you aboard. So, good evening, cats, once again. Now let's get on to the business session. I would like and appreciate my ExCom members if they have any reports to give. Let me start with the VP Education. DTM Murli, please, if you have any reports.
Yes, I'm Murli Manohar, VP Education of Kuwait Advanced Toastmasters. We are very happy to have during this time 3 awards which we have earned. First is Toastmaster BV Prabhakar has given us his HPL project. Second, can we have a clap for? Then second, we have got level 2 from our DTM Alka Kumra. Third, ALS, again from BB Prabhakar for CAT. So congratulations to these 3 awards.
Yay. Lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Then I would like to go to the VP membership, Toastmaster, DTM. Ola, please, if you have your report ready.
Hello, good evening, everyone. This is Ola Rashid, the Vice President of Membership. Now,
Good evening.
Good evening. Now, because of this situation that we are in, it's not easy to get to new people, but we have already discussed in the Excom new ideas to do it in our meetings, even if it is online. But we are planning to do it, and hopefully in that way we can attract more people to attend our virtual meetings, and in the future to attend our physical meetings, inshallah, when we are done with all of this. Thank you.
Ola, today we have members attending from Pune. So next time we're going to have members attending from all over the world, hopefully.
Yes. Inshallah.
Okay, let me get on to the treasurer, DTM Dr. Makhlouf.
Good evening, Mr. President. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Our current situation in the balance of Kuwait Advanced Toastmasters Club is very good. Thanks to coronavirus, we are not having physical meetings, so there is no expenses anymore. We have now about 160 KD, but I'm encouraging all those who didn't renew, send me to send you the link so you can renew your fees in CAT and be a member in the most prestigious club in Kuwait and the only in Kuwait Advanced Club. Back to you, President.
Thank you. I would appreciate if our VPPR gives his report. Toastmaster Srinivas Chellapati. I don't see him. Is he here? Yes, he is here. Toastmaster Srinivas, are you there? I don't see his picture and I don't hear his voice. Shall we move on?
You can see from the list.
No, he's there on the list and I cannot see his picture. I cannot hear his voice. So, unmute
go ahead.
Try to unmute him, doctor, and see. Maybe he's having connection problems.
He's unmuted from my side.
So I think he's having connection problems. We can come back to him later. Let's move on to our secretary.
Yes,
Master Prabhakar is here. Yes, Master Prabhakar, anything that you need to add?
No, I have nothing. Sorry.
Thank you. And our Sergeant at Arms. Can we have you back? And anything that you need to add? DTM, Arid Jafar. Sergeant at Arms. Well, actually, I think, what you should do is send us meals. You should send us meals at home, It should be like home delivered. Then you can sit and enjoy the meeting.
Be happy and fight Corona with this.
Thank you so much.
For my report, I'm sponsoring my food by myself. I have cookies. I have everything
Lovely.
in here. Coffee.
Lovely.
So you are welcome.
That's great.
And,
okay. To end, that's nice. To end this business session, last but not the least, my report. Well, I would like to appreciate and congratulate our CAT winner who's going to represent us from CAT to the division level. The division G is I think it's going to be in April 7th. And our CAT winner is none other than the humorous champ who's come second place in humorous and second place in international. Let's have a huge round of applause. Yay, I can hear it. I think so. I can hear it. And then we also have two other CAT members. though they're not representing CAT, but they are our winners for sure. None other than DTM Ola Rashid, who achieved first place in evaluation and third place in table topics. Let's have another round of applause. And our third winner from CAT is none other than Toastmaster Hisham. Is he here yet? I don't know. I have to check. But it's Hisham Isa for achieving the first place in international speech. So looking forward to seeing all these three winners at the division level. We're going to definitely achieve more over there. That's the end of the business session. And now I'm going to hand over this mic to our DTM Murli, who is the Toastmaster of the day. DTM Murli Manohar.
Good evening, CAT members and Toastmasters over. Today is a very important day in the CAT history. In the last 10 plus years, this is the first time we are having an online meeting. Can we have a big applause from everyone? Moderator, can you open the mic for everybody? This is called change. Change is the, thank you. Thank you. Change is the only thing meeting online, our first meeting. Toastmasters, it was called CCCL, and we have adopted to a new form of education. That change is called pathways. The time has come due to various reasons that are you able to hear me, all of you? Yeah. Now, due to the situation prevailing world over, the Toastmasters International also has suggested, for last almost 20 days, I am at home. I'm almost home quarantine, almost.
President, can I suggest you take over because there is a big technical issue with DTM Morley?
I think I'll do that. There's a lot of, my voice is audible?
Yes, you are. Please go ahead.
You share the agenda because I'll have to put the names down if I don't know my role players. Okay. Yeah. All right, that's better. Okay, so I'll take over for now. As you all know, that change is the only thing that is constant. And well, at the moment, what we have adopted is going online. And I think that's the best step. Everything has gone online, from work to schools to colleges. Everyone is doing everything online. Do you know, I just heard recently from a friend of mine who works for an IT company here. He said that Zoom had the lowest shares. In fact, it was going into losses. So much so that it was like negative and thousands of dollars in losses. Now, not dollars, points in losses. But suddenly, when this happened, the way Zoom has picked up.
Yeah, because
the way Zoom has picked
of network, I had to get disconnected.
Yes, Murli. So I'll continue, no problem. So can you believe that their shares are the highest right now in the market. Whoever is going for trading, please invest into it. You'll make money somehow. Another thing that I would like to share with you all is don't waste this time. Since you have this change in your life at the moment, don't procrastinate. Don't
Yeah.
think you have
Okay.
nothing to do.
So
Yes, Murli, are you okay? Your connection is fine. Do I continue? Dr. Makhluf, can we just mute him for now so that I'll continue? Otherwise, we're going to waste time.
Sure, you can go ahead.
yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm ready. Yeah,
Okay, Morley, the
I'm ready.
connection is very difficult. Please give the role to DTM, to Toastmasters Rohang.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So like I was saying about having this change in your life right now, like DTM Alka said, why don't you all start knitting, or why don't you start cooking? You know, men can do maybe better cooks too. And I know that we have one Toastmaster, Srinivasa, amongst us, who does lovely cooking. Every day he posts pictures, but doesn't give us to eat. So yeah, there are so many things like that to do. Read that book that you had longed to read. Watch those movies you had wanted to watch, and believe me, you can do so much more. Exercise more, diet more. I can't go for my walks, but early morning walks are the best thing that we can always do. Evening walks and everything have been cancelled, so no shopping, nothing after 5 p.m. So let's make the most of it, and let's have a very good meeting. Now I have a couple of role players who are going to assist me with this meeting today. So let me introduce again our general evaluator, who is coming from really far away. And I think over there, the time is like something like 9:30, so it's not late for him. And it's a good time for him to give us his role. Please talk about your role, sir. DTM Prasad Sovni.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
My role is to evaluate the overall proceedings of this meeting. This will also include things that happen before the meeting, during the meeting, and even the technological challenges that we face, for example, will be covered under that. This role involves evaluating everything in a 360-degree way, not just the speakers, but the role players, the evaluators. And another important part is to evaluate the evaluators who will be giving feedback to the speakers. So I hope I can add some value to your meeting by sharing some thoughts at the end of the day.
Lovely. Thank you so much, DTM Prasad Sovni. Now, Kat is always known to do something different. We have somebody called a Hark Master here. I would like the Hark Master herself to tell you what her role is all about. Let's invite Toastmaster Tabassum Ali to tell us what her role is about. Toastmaster Tabassum Ali.
Good evening, one and all. Am I audible enough to all of you?
Yes, you are.
Is it clear? Because I was just thinking that I'm not very clear whether my internet connection is very stable. So I would like to hand over the Hark Master's role to someone who would volunteer today. Or if I'm really very clear, if you think, then I'll continue with the role. So I was not very confident at this point of time. Am I audible? Then I'll continue with the role.
No, you're fine. You're audible, and I think your connection is still okay.
Okay, then I'll go ahead with it. Okay. So hello, I'm Tabassum Ali, and I'll be your Hark Master.
There goes her connection.
This role is, we have this in our club so that it can enhance your active listening skill. What is active listening? To be a good communicator, you don't have a good speaker. To remember, retain, and listen carefully the entire proceeding of the meeting. Now, based on today's meeting, there will be few questions, few pointers which I'll be picking, I'll be selecting few questions. And towards the end of the meeting, I will ask those questions and let me see who's the most active listener for today. Now, the beauty about online contest is when I will ask a question, you don't have to answer. I will be observing the chat message. So you don't only have to be an active listener, you should be a fast typewriter master also. So you type your answer and we will see who gets the answer first. Okay? And all of you, coronavirus, be safe, be responsible citizen. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, dear. Okay, now we will invite our timer, DTM Dr. Makhlouf, to talk about his role. DTM Dr. Makhlouf.
Good evening, all. My role as a timer is to give the timing all over the meeting in all segments. Our timing is digital tonight. I hope all of you can see the timing now in front of you. Please thumb up if you can see it. Great. So at the minimum time of qualification, you can see the green, then red, then the green, then yellow, then red. All the best for all speakers. Back to the president.
Perfect. That's lovely. Okay, now the president is a TMOD. My last role player is our table topic Toastmaster. Now, I believe Toastmaster Srinivas is having some problem with his internet connection. So till his role...
I'm on.
You're on? Oh, great, excellent. But if you're going to go off, let me know so that we will have to give this role to somebody. I would appreciate if you let me know.
I guess
just as soon as the speech is over.
I guess it would be stable now, for I have switched on to a Wi-Fi connection rather than my mobile connection.
Oh, perfect. So Wi-Fi is always better. Wi-Fi is always better. Okay, now like I said, Kat always does things differently. We have somebody called a tabletop topics evaluator, and we have a beautiful lady who's amongst us and who's going to do this role. Let her tell you what this role is all about. Let me invite DTM Alka Kumra to come and talk about her role. DTM Alka Kumra. Clap, clap, clap.
Good evening, everyone, dear cats and guests.
Good evening.
Today, as Table Topics Evaluator, my role will be to evaluate the Table Topics session, which includes the Table Topics, the Table Topics Master, as well as the Table Topics speakers. So whenever I'm asked to give the report on my evaluation, I'll be doing that at the end of the meeting. Over to you.
Lovely. Thank you so much, DTM Alka Kumra. Okay, without further ado, let's get on with the next session of our meeting. The prepared session. Hello.
Please.
Hello.
I want to say something.
Who is this?
Prasad.
Yes, sorry. Yes, tell me, DTM Prasad.
There are two things which I would like to share with you all. If you all see your screen, there is something called as reactions at the bottom of your screen. You can click on that and you will see claps as well as thumbs up. So if you cannot clap because you are muted, you can use these symbols to clap whenever it is appropriate to clap. Sure. The second thing is the connection for the lady who is going to be the listening quiz master, Hark master, appears to be weak. So let her do that role. But in addition, I suggest another person also be appointed so that we don't lose out on the role entirely as a backup. So maybe somebody else can volunteer and note down. And if her connection doesn't get connected, the other person can ask the questions.
Okay, thank you so much. So I would like to make an amendment in the agenda. We'll have a backup Hark master. Who would like to be a backup Hark master? Now I can see Toastmaster Abir, I can see Toastmaster JJ, DTM JJ. Would you like to be the Hark master?
Whoever has a stable connection can volunteer to be
DTM
backup.
already volunteered herself.
Okay, DTM Arij. Fine. DTM Arij, you are going to be a backup Hark master in case the Basums fails. All right?
Yeah.
Our connection should not fail. That's all. If it fails, then you are going to be stepping in. So be kindly listening and on red alert. Okay. So let's get on to the prepared speeches session. Now today's
Madam,
Speeches.
can I suggest one thing, please, before starting the speaking session?
Yes.
I would love to see everybody unmute himself. Let's try to unmute, then mute. So no need for me to unmute and mute. Everybody, if there is a speaker, please, all of us, let's unmute ourselves. So please, all unmute yourself. All unmute yourself.
Okay.
Ola, Abir, Ram, please unmute yourself.
Unmuted.
Unmute. Denise, unmute.
Yes, unmuted.
Now let's all mute ourselves. Let's all mute ourselves.
Okay. Please mute. Please mute. All right. Lovely. Okay. I think I can. All have muted themselves. Great. Excellent.
One thing you told me to do what, Rohaina?
You're going to be the park master as a backup park master, you know?
And Tabassum said that I volunteered, right? Tabassum?
It's okay, you all can fight it out later. So since I have asked to adopt this agenda, somebody please say. Yes,
Who's
Dr.
talking?
I'm talking. I said, as I have asked to amend the agenda to have a backup park master, can somebody second this motion, please? Unmute yourself and second it. Ola?
I, Tabassum Ali, would like to second Arif Jafar to be a second half master.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. So let's get on with our meeting. Now, as you know, our meeting is getting on to the prepared speeches. And for our prepared speeches, we have, is it double or triple? Always confuses me. Okay, the DTM Ramkumar Nachupalli. I would like his evaluator, DTM Ola Rashid, to please read out the objectives of his speech.
Good evening, everyone, again, and good evening to my speaker, DTM Ram Kumar. Ram Kumar today will deliver from level 4. You are working in which path, Ram? Unmute yourself, please. You are working on
motivation strategies, path.
Okay. So
Yep.
he is working on the motivational strategies level 4, which is a question and answer session. So he has 2 objectives for tonight. The purpose of this project for the member to learn about the practice facilitating a question and answer session. The purpose of this speech is for the member to practice delivering an informative speech and running a well-organized question and answer session. The member is responsible for managing time, so there is adequate opportunity for both. Now, the time of this speech for the timer, it will be 15 to 20 minutes. I do believe 15 is for the speech and the other 5 minutes will be for the question and answer. If this is how you would like to manage it, Ram?
Yes, it's okay for me. That's okay.
So it will be 15 minutes for this. So like whenever there will be the speech, to have it from 13, 14, 15. And then we will have 5 minutes for question and an answer session with everyone. And the title of his speech, COVID 19. So timer, would you please explain the timing for the team round before starting this? Timer?
Yes, sure. The timing will be at 12 minutes. I will raise the green card, or I will show the green window. Then at 14 minutes, I will show the yellow window. At 15 minutes, I will show the red window with 30 seconds grace period. Is that okay with you?
There is some sound in the middle. Can you all? I'm
The
not
sound
sure
comes from the breath of Ram.
Okay, so kindly everyone mute yourself. Everyone mute yourself.
Yes, lower the microphone.
Okay, so before doing anything now, just to, if you can, try to, or it's fine because our number is not that much, because usually with the connection it's good not to view ourselves, but it's good for Ram to see people responding to him. So the stage is yours.
Thank you, Ola Rashidi. It was 31st December. People were about to celebrate the event, the New Year event. It is going to happen. And unfortunately, China has called World Health Organization reporting deaths due to pneumonia. Fellow Toastmasters, greetings. Stay safe. I would like to say that I'm not an epidemiologist or a virologist. My job profile as a recent, I joined as an engineer for the emergency response team for the Kuwait oil company. I've given a task on pandemic COVID-19 emergency preparedness, wherein I happen to see and get certificate from the World Health Organization Certificate of Achievement, wherein I have got sufficient information to help myself to bring awareness, and that I would like to personally disseminate amongst our Toastmaster fraternity and the community on understanding the coronavirus pandemic and staying protected against COVID-19. Now, I would like to start with the introduction and briefly explaining about the coronaviruses and understanding the disease, its spread and treatment, further finally protecting yourself against COVID-19. And the queries, some common queries, what is the differences between flu and COVID, how we detect among the people, how it transfers. So this would be my presentation today. To start with introduction, on December 31st, 2019, China informed World Health Organization that a cluster of cases of pneumonia of an unknown cause in Wuhan city, province of Hubei in China has developed. On January 9, 2020, WHO issued a statement saying China researchers have made preliminary determination of the virus as novel coronavirus because it's very new. Viruses can be in millions. So this is unknown virus, which is considered to be a novel coronavirus. It has been reported that there were more than 6,000 deaths and have been reported that due to COVID-19 across the world till March 20, even now, cases have been reported from more than 180 countries across the globe. Kuwait lockdowns happened, curfews imposed, massive airport screenings, quarantines, and social distancing have become the norm across the globe. Now, in these critical times, access to authentic information, references. I refer all my source information, resource materials, reference to World Health Organization and CDC. World Health Organization has declared this COVID-19 as a pandemic. Now, before that, I would like to make you bring an attention that what is pandemic? To understand a little more on that, I would like to give you the differences between a pandemic, epidemic, and endemic. Now, pandemic, the first stage, what is pandemic? Let me make you clear. It is the highest degree of risk in the spread and strength of the disease, because it means that it spreads in more than one country, more than geographical region, and not limited to one single geographical region or a continent or a region like Middle East. And it has a capability to spread more than continent or a region. That's why it is imperative in the World Health Organization imposes cooperation and coordination in preventing measures between nations. These are binding international decisions of everyone in terms of prevention and combating the disease, and not only the efforts of each individual country. It is the highest and most dangerous degree of disease. And most cases, it is divided into two, upper and lower respiratory disease. When it is upper, which is talking about the throat infection, respiratory disease, and the lower is more severe because lower it is infected into the lungs. There is a problem, which is many people suffer from the pneumonia too. Now, how we differentiate with the pandemic and endemic, the second I would like to bring to your attention is endemic, epidemic. It is a strong disease spread in specific region in the world, whether in one country or several countries, but in one geographical region, such as a continent, or one geographical region, such as a Middle East. It is a specific problem for these neighboring countries and needs cooperation among those countries, and the World Health Organization is the only having a role to monitor, guide, and assist in order to not to turn into pandemic. It is the dominant in all preventive, curative measures in all countries of the world. So who is the guidance? World Health Organization. Now the third one, I'm going to talk about the endemic. It is health-related specific problem I'm sorry. Problem, the task of fighting this disease is in case concern disease, such as a spread of cholera in Yemen. It is limited to a particular region or a particular zone where it can be treated. The pandemic is the most severe threat. For preventing it is a challenge to any country. Now, coming to coronavirus, it's a large cluster of viruses that are known to cause illnesses from the common cold, which is related to the severe disease such as MERS or severe acute respiratory syndrome, which is emerged as novel coronavirus because we have not known the cause of this coronavirus yet. this has been large family of viruses with some cause less severe common cold and some has severe disease such as severe acute respiratory syndrome. And World Health Organization has identified it as SARS, that is severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2. And it is very similar to the one that caused SARS. Many coronaviruses are zoonotic, meaning they're transmitted from animals to humans. Now, this COVID-19, it is considered to be the genetic fusion between reptiles and bat. Well, the SARS coronavirus is thought to be an animal virus from, as it to be certain, animal reservoir, perhaps bats, that spreads to other animals like civet cats. First infected humans in the Guangdong province of southern China in 2002. And dromedary camels to humans, it spread in Saudi Arabia in the year 2012. This is evident that the SARS coronavirus 2 has been transmitted from bats. Now, like other coronavirus, SARS coronavirus 2 particles are spherical. It looks like a tennis ball and has a protein spikes, an envelope which is strong within human cells, allowing the virus to gain entry. The spike binds and fuses to human cells. Researchers at the University of Texas at Austin and the National Institute of Health and Science Studies in the US have produced a 3D atomic scale map of the protein for the severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2 that binds to infectious human cells. Now, knowing the structure of spike protein will in turn allow scientists to develop vaccines and antivirals against the virus and even better diagnostic in future. But currently, there is no vaccine available, and the lab researchers, clinical surgeons are really, the researchers also trying hard to find the vaccine. Now, coronavirus disease 19 binds to the cellular receptor called angiotensin converting enzyme 2, ACE2, angiotensin converting enzyme 2, which serves as the entry point into human cells, which is cytoplasm. Now, a new coronavirus first identified in the Chinese city of Wuhan appears to be similar to one that of SARS, we already said. Now, animal disease reservoir 2002, intermediate host, how it could be affected. Other animals infected by blood, saliva, urine, or fecal matter of bats, which is called feces. Now, how it is transferred to the human, transmission of human to humans. Virus jumps species barrier, possibly via close contact with infected animals, and may then be spread from person to person. Adaptation. Changes in surface proteins can all allow virus to attach to new host cell, either by mutation or recombination of both, mixing of different viruses. Now the infection, how it starts? Both SARS coronavirus 2, novel coronavirus, which is now confirmed, can bind to cells using same receptor known as angiotensin converting enzyme 2, ACE2, allowing virus to get deep into human lungs. This may explain like pneumonia-like symptoms of patients. What is that? Difficulty in breathing, sneezing, running nose, coughing, all these kind of symptoms will be high. But the thing is, it has got a high transmissibility, ability to transfer fast. It a much greater binding affinity to the cell receptor explains the apparent high human transmissibility of the virus compared with the severe acute respiratory syndrome in the past. It can spread from human to human. Additional studies also said that coronavirus can have a similarity and bind to the same receptor, and they were found to be effective in inhibiting the novel coronavirus. Now, how to understand more about the disease? The World Health Organization has already declared coronavirus 19 to be a pandemic. The symptoms of coronavirus 19 appear within 2 to 14 days after exposure and include fever, cough, and runny nose and difficulty in breathing. How does it spread? It spread when the person touches a surface or object that has been infected by the virus and then touches his own mouth, nose, or eyes. He may get infected. So primarily spreads through the respiratory droplets of infected people, like sneezing or coughing. Who is affected? People of all ages. All ages. It can be affected to anybody. People aged 80 and above are on highest risk of dying due to COVID-19. According to case records analyzed by the Disease Control and Prevention Centers in China and South Korea, victims of the virus with pre-existing medical conditions such as cardiovascular disease, diabetes, higher fatality rate than others. They have a high fatality rate. Also, the rate of fatalities were relatively higher for retirees. Now, which groups were the most at risk? Well, according to the study in South Korea, the share of middle-aged people infected with virus in South Korea was very high compared to China. Now, the fatality rate of those with cardiovascular disease was the highest, with the cancer patient, chronic respiratory disease problem, hypertension, diabetes, cardiovascular disease. Now, having said the symptoms, how can it be detected? Tell if someone harbored the virus. In most of the places, if you want a treatment, if you have it, approach the medical clinical center within your health centers. Is there a treatment? No, there is no specific antivirals treatment as such. Still, people are under incubation period. Now, what is incubation period? People who are not confirmed, because incubation period start from 2 to 5 days or 2 to 7 days, and gradually the symptoms may not show. The incubation patients may be infectious in their incubation period before the onset of any symptoms. So, how do you prevent it? Avoiding close contact with those who are sick. Mask can help, such as protective equipment. Frequent hand washing can be helpful. Covering mouth and nose, not touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Thorough cooking can also be beneficial. Avoiding unnecessary contact with animals. Better to stay home. This is what the World Health Organization has given us information as a preventive measures. Seek medical care as early as possible. Share your travel history if you have gone to the infectious locations such as Iran, China, Italy, Spain, Germany, India, US, and many other countries. Now let me give you some more information on the seasonal flu. Does he have directly influenced with seasonal? Is there any difference between coronavirus 19 in comparison to seasonal flu? Yes, there is a lot of difference. Flu estimate of people who will be infected by an average individual with a disease that is 1.3 at an average of one person. Whereas COVID-19 infected people, it ranges from 2 to almost 3 persons getting infectious disease. What is the incubation period of time of exposure to the first symptoms? In case of flu, it takes 1 to 4 days. But in case of coronavirus infection disease person, it takes 1 to 14 days. Initially, even the 14th day also, he doesn't show any symptoms. So,
are you seeing
yes,
the timing?
Yes, 5:30. 5:30, 5 minutes 30.
It's the red color, not the time, not the point, not the numbers. It's the red color.
So what's time now? How many? Because I have 15 minutes.
Yes, you exceeded to 18 minutes and 50 seconds.
But your timing shows 5 minutes 53, doctor. Sorry for that.
It's the red color, not the number.
Okay, fine. I would like now to suggest one thing. Stay at home, stay safe, and stay blessed. Rest inside the house rather going out. It is better to be at home rather being on ventilator. Back to you. I would like to take questions now. Thank you. Doctor, can you hear me? If there are any questions, I would like to take questions.
Yes, I can hear you. Toastmasters Rohaina, please take over.
If you have any questions, please.
No, I don't have a question, but I want to ask the others. If they have a question, let them raise their hand. There's an option for raising the hand, or they can show their hand here. Anyone has any questions, please raise your hand. Okay, I think JJ has a question. DTM JJ, please unmute him, please. Unmute yourself, Joe.
Myself, okay. I thought Dr. McCliff is
you can do
moderating. Ram, I have a question.
Yes.
You're talking about the angiotensin converting enzymes 2, or which one is that?
ACE2. ACE2.
ACE2. Is it the same one which is connected with the heart and the blood pressure?
Yeah, I believe so, because this coronavirus, once it's been infected in the disease, why people are dying overnight, it is because heart failure and the kidney failure. I believe it is true. Yes, you're right.
I don't know. I'm not sure about the ACE inhibitor. Angiotensin converting enzyme.
Converting
2
enzyme
or
2. Enzyme 2, yes. RNA,
okay.
yes.
Okay, thank you.
Second question, if you would like to give me. Rohina, back to you.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else wants to ask any questions?
Now, if you don't have any questions, I would like to give some more details on it.
No, I think we are going to be short on time, right? We cannot do that right now. We'll just, anything else, let them take the questions later on with you.
Thank you. They can always approach me. Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, DTM Ramkumar, for that lovely information. Just on my side, I would just like to add one thing. I myself am a virologist. I have worked on coronavirus, and I have worked on it before also when the MERS had come into Kuwait. And recently I just went to the lab and I have seen the samples coming in. It's like 700, 800 samples per day being tested. But most of them are positive for the flu. The H1N1 is still on, but that's like a mild. So we're just hoping that corona also will mutate and become as mild as this has become. Inshallah, just hope, and we can only hope and pray. So let's stay safe. Getting on with the next part of our session. Our next session is going to be the very interesting table topics. I would just like to check on the internet connection with our Toastmaster Srinivas. Please, can you unmute your mic and let us know whether your connections are okay?
Yeah, fine. Absolutely fine.
That's lovely. I can hear you loud and clear. So I think we can move on to our next session, that is the table topics. It's the most interesting part of any Toastmaster meeting. So looking forward to that right now. And yes, it's going to be online. Let Toastmaster Srinivas explain how he wants to call out on the on the speakers too. Okay. So let me give the mic now to Toastmaster Srinivas Chilapati. Arij.
Good evening. Good evening, all.
Good evening.
And I would want the president. I would want the president to be with me.
Okay, I'm here.
Table topic session. In today's meeting of CAT, the president has requested me to make it a kind of an improv session. Though improv is a, iconic session in inspiring echoes of different Toastmasters Club, but I would still do it in a very modified way here. And Toastmaster Rohena, you will be my first, I would say, target. Okay.
You are belling the cat first.
I'm belling the cat first. Yes. Okay. I require this answer from you in less than 3 seconds. Okay. In less than 3 seconds, I would want you to answer my question.
Okay.
Right. I'll explain a scenario for you and ask you a question. The scenario is,
sorry, table topic master, how do you want the timing to work?
The connection is gone now. Toastmaster Srinivas, the connection has gone, and 1 minute. Hello.
I will tell you. I will tell you. So I'll tell you. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
To answer, Dr.
Yeah, I'm listening.
As the timer.
I'm there.
Okay.
How do you want the timing?
I will tell you how the timing should be. I will tell. Timing will still be the same. But this particular, the first segment, the first scenario, what I'm going to explain to Toastmaster Rohena would be a test kind of a thing as to how the complete session will be carried out. Rohena, the scenario is you're leading the whole CAT members onto an outdoor meeting, and we got stuck in the middle of a desert. We've been held by robbers to a ransom, and they would let all of us go if you make tea for them. And to make tea, they would only give you 2 matchsticks. How do you make tea with it?
2 what?
3 seconds.
They will give me 2?
How do you make 2 matchsticks? Just 2 matchsticks. How do you make tea with it? Your time starts now.
I always carry my tea with me. It's always in my bag. I carry tea bags. I carry my special ingredient. I'll make it over there. Yes.
Listen to the scenario. Listen to the scenario. Scenario is we are all held up by robbers. All right. We are held at a ransom, and they would let us go if only you make tea for them.
With 2 matchsticks.
Tea for the robbers. And to make the tea, they would give you only 2 matchsticks. How do you make tea? Mr. Rohena, are you with me?
I would just light one matchstick on the other one and then definitely light it up. and make the tea. I would have all the other ingredients with me.
Okay, I'll put it this way. Now you've got to be a little creative here. Tea you could make just with 2 matchsticks. All right, make the shape of tea.
Oh,
this is how.
I'll keep one line like one matchstick like this and the other one like that, and that would be tea.
Just make exactly.
Connection.
So see, the session would be something of this kind. All right.
Okay.
I'll give a scenario. The target.
Toastmaster Srinivas. Toastmaster Srinivas.
Figure out
we couldn't hear anything.
Come somewhere close to it. My next target would be a reach. A reach.
Toastmaster
There's a
Srinivas.
reach online.
Toastmaster Srinivas.
Yes, sir.
We couldn't hear anything.
Yes, sir.
The voice was cutting. We couldn't hear anything.
Yes.
The voice was cutting. We couldn't hear anything. Toastmaster Srinivas.
Yes, sir. Hear me now? Hello.
DTM Alka. DTM Alka.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. Are you with us?
I am there with you. In fact, I was messaging.
You are always ready. You are always ready. Can you run this table topic session instead of DTM Toastmaster Srinivas, please?
Okay, I can do that. I was, in fact, as TT Table Topics Evaluator, I was asking Rohina to unmute me so that I can tell Srini to please type out the topics, since nobody
That's what
can
I'm telling. That's what I'm telling. If you have some quotes, let's share it and do the table topic session, please.
Okay, okay, fine. So I am your new Table Topics Master, and I will give a few quotes. I think Srini had pointed out to Arij. If Arij is ready to volunteer, shall I give her the topic? Arij, are you there?
I can't see Arij.
Okay, so who's the next volunteer? Please raise your hands and Dr. Makloof will unmute that person.
JJ. JJ is ready, Alka.
Okay. Hi, good evening, DTM John. Can you hear me?
Good evening. Good evening.
Okay. Your topic is a quote by Frederick Douglass. If there is no struggle, there is no progress. If there is no struggle, there is no progress, by Frederick Douglass.
Thank you, Table Topic Master Alka, DTM Alka. The present scenario itself is the true example for this quote of Frederick Douglass. I fully agree with the topic because it is not easy without struggle. Today, most of us are sitting at home, whether, I don't know, working from home or sleeping, I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm doing both. It's not easy. That is not the question. But the present scenario which is going on is really unimaginable. It is much beyond what we think. I really do not know where this is going to end or this is going to crash, because the whole world is looking at one thing, this lockdown, and this small little corona, which can be removed with a plain simple washing soap, is creating such a havoc. We are all struggling, but struggling for what? Why there is a lockdown? Why there is a curfew? Why there is an isolation? Why there is a quarantine? Why there are so many instructions? Ram Kumar specifically told about the infection part of it, the spreading part of it. It's so quick. Though the virus is not so dangerous, but it is so dangerous in a way the way it is spreading, and we are all struggling. But there is, with all these struggles, there is a progress. We can stop the spreading of the virus. We can stop the spreading of the disease. We can reduce the number of deaths, provided we all abide by the instruction by the local governments wherever we are. So without struggle, it is difficult to have progress. When there is a struggle, definitely there is a progress, and there is definitely a proper conclusion and a positive result. Let's struggle for it. Let's find results out of it. Over to you, Alka. Over to you, Alka. Thank you. Alka can unmute Alka.
I can't unmute myself.
Why?
You can.
Now I can.
Okay.
I was muted by the host before.
Okay.
Who's the next volunteer? Our guest from Pune would like to try.
Amji Pune.
Who has raised a hand?
There is a guest, Vikram.
There is Vikram, there is Aditya.
Aditya.
Vikram also.
Vikram is raising his hand.
Yes.
So, and Aditya also is saying, can you unmute me? So we can go to both of them one by one.
Okay.
So
Vikram first.
Okay. So Vikram, I cannot see your video. Where is it?
You can speak, Vikram, now.
Can you please switch on your video, Vikram?
It's on.
We can't see you. Anyway, so you can hear us. Hello, Vikram, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, now we can see you. You can hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So first of all, welcome to our CAT meeting, Kuwait Advanced Toastmasters meeting. Your
Thank you.
topic is a short quote by Barack Obama. Actually, it's a long quote, but I'll take only a little part of it. Change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. Change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. That's by Barack Obama. Toastmaster Vikram.
Good evening to Kuwait to Advanced Toastmasters Club. First of all, a pleasure being a part of this meeting. And I think Barack Obama's statement is correct. Change is not going to come just like that. We have to go ahead and do it ourselves. If you wait in life and keep waiting for someone else to do that change, it's going to become that other person's innovation, that other person's motive. And like our gentleman speaker spoke today about this coronavirus, this change is going to come within each and every one of us. We have to take action ourselves. Sitting by ourselves, just waiting for the government or the world to change is not going to happen. We have to get up and be the change. Literally speaking, what you mentioned about washing hands, following certain etiquette, taking precautions, all that is something that we've got to do ourselves. And if you look at life in general, opportunities and innovations come to each and every one of us. That change is something that we've got to do. Right now, it's a crisis moment for the whole world. Each and every one of us has to make a change in our life, in our pattern, in our working experience, work from home instead of going to office. These are changes each and every one of us has to do. And you can't wait for the other person to do it. So be the change, do it yourself, and let's hope for the best. Thank you. Hi, I finished my.
Yes, thank you. Yes, Madam Alka. You have to unmute yourself.
Yeah, I was trying to, but you mute me every time.
Not me.
Okay. Who is our next volunteer? Toastmaster Aditya from Pune?
Toastmaster Aditya. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, can you guys hear me?
You can hear me, Aditya?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, you are.
All right.
Okay. Your topic now in this times of change, huge change that we are going through, your topic is on adaptability. Adaptable people see opportunity where others see failure. That's a quote from Jeff Boss. Adaptable people see opportunity where others see failure. Toastmaster Aditya.
You see, right from the beginning, our world has constantly changed. It started with the age of fire, which followed by simple industrialization and today the technological age. And in order to survive, whether it be in terms of your health or in terms of your career, you need to keep adapting to the changing times. Otherwise, you simply become obsolete. We have a lot of people eyeing for the same things in life. Barring few instances where you have right now in abundance, let's say, for example, if you take the example of survival of the fittest, at one point of time, you had to be really the fittest of them all to be able to survive in this world. It's a different thing that in today's world, you have healthcare and abundant supplies of food, which does not really give you that feel of how important it is. But as far as what Jeff has also said in terms of the current context in the current world, if you need to move ahead in life, if you need to make a positive change, you have to find opportunities in these changing times. You have to learn to adapt. If everyone was simply laying back and not giving importance and just simply ignoring things around them, then nothing good or nothing new would come up. So there are very few people who find opportunities in these changing times and adapting, but people who do really make the big change and change the people around them. Back to the topics master. Alka, back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya. Who is our next volunteer?
It's Morley raising his hand.
Who is the next volunteer?
Morley is raising his hand.
Hello.
Hello, Murli Manohar. Dita Malka, this is Murli.
Hello.
Yes, I'm with you, Dita Malka.
Yeah. Who is our next? Okay. 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 So your topic, Ditya Murli, is it's not the strongest of the species that survives and not the most intelligent, but it is the one that is most adaptable to change. That's Charles Darwin.
Great.
It's not the strongest of the species that survives, not the most intelligent. It is the one that is most adaptable to change. Ditya Murli.
Good evening, topic master and fellow Toastmasters from worldwide. It's a great saying by Charles Darwin. I would like to quote an example between Nokia, Ericsson, and the other companies. When the world tried to change it to a new system of networking, Nokia and Ericsson, they were in their old school of thoughts and they were not able to compete with other people. And what happened? The world knows now. Nokia, which was connecting people, got disconnected from people. And Ericsson, they are out of the show. So, as per Charles Darwin, what he has said, it is not the strength of yours, how you change, adopt, and be with emotion. And I totally agree with this topic. In life, we were attending to normal meetings, and now we have to adapt to this few meetings of online. This happens in life that adaptability is the most important thing, and we have to change as per the situation so that we can reach our set goals. Even for example, today I was supposed to be the TMOD, but because of this, what we have to do is it's not that this person or that person. The person who gets accommodated or rather knows what has to be tuned, fine-tuned at that situation. So I agree with Charles Darwin, and it's a great opportunity to be part of this topic. Thank you. Over to Table Topics Master, Topic Master DTM Malka Kumra.
Thank you, Ditya Murli. Timer, Dr. Maklub, do we have time for more topics? Hello? Do we have time for more?
No more as per the instruction of our president.
Okay. So thank you very much. And I hand it back to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Rohaina.
Hello, welcome back. Okay, thank you so much, DTM Alka Kumra, and thank you for taking up this role at the nth moment. Yes, we have to always check our audio systems and our videos before we come online. Technical glitches, they have to happen, so we have to always be prepared. Thank you once again. And can we just have a general vote for the best table topic speaker? Have all the table topic speakers qualified? Let's just name them once again. DTMJJ.
Yes, all table topic speakers are qualified.
Okay. So you have the names?
Names are, I'm trying to make the poll. So can I have seconds to finish the poll?
Sure. Lovely. Thank you.
First is John Joseph.
Yes.
Second is
Toastmaster Vikram Sikka.
Vikram. Third is Toastmasters Aditya.
Yes.
And fourth is Toastmasters Morley.
Morley.
DTM Morley.
Okay.
You will now receive the poll. Please vote for the best table topics. You have 30 seconds starting from now. Excellent, 100% voted. we will share the results. Would you like, the MOD, would you like to share the results now?
We'll do it at the end of the session. Let's go to the
As
next
you like.
session for evaluation.
Of course.
Okay, thank you. All right. Okay, coming to the next part of the session, that is our most interesting part, that's the evaluation session. And we all are here again to get better feedback so that we can improve along the way. Now, as you know, in Kuwait Advanced Toastmasters, what we do over here is 360 evaluation. This is for the benefit of our general evaluator, DTM Prasad Sovni. I would like you to know that what we do here is a 360 evaluation. So when you call upon the evaluator who will evaluate the speech for DTM Ram, after that there will be a 360 evaluation. You have to ask amongst the members if they need to add some more of their feedback. So they will again raise their hand. That's the only technique over here. We will raise our hand and we can give our evaluation also to DTM Ram. Thank you so much. Let's call upon the general evaluator, DTM Prasad Sovni. Please unmute him.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Thank you, Madam President. Let's start with the evaluation part of this meeting. Let me explain why do we need evaluation. We all need to improve in life. That's why we joined Toastmasters. And I would give an analogy of chutney sandwich. I don't know whether the word chutney is familiar to all people in Kuwait, but if you are from India, you would know what is chutney. It's a chili sauce, you could say. So how many of you would like to eat just the chili? You may not eat that. But if you mix it with 2 slices of bread and serve it, people would like that. And that is why we have to have evaluation in which we give some good points to the speaker. Then we inform the speaker where he or she can improve. And finally, again, we talk about some good points about the speech. So if you wrap up your speech like this, the speaker would love to hear you. The second part is, it is not, since I'm talking in an advanced club, I'm saying this, the role of the evaluator is not just to tell what the speaker likes to hear, but he has to also tell what the speaker needs to hear. And as evaluator, as well as people who are giving 360-degree feedback, please tell the speaker, even if you have just 1 point, you can tell that. Who knows, that might help the speaker immensely going forward. So please give your feedback the way you want. We recommend that you use a CRC approach, but if that is not feasible, you have got less time, you can just give your feedback. That is fine. Is that clear to all? Maybe you can show a thumbs up or wave or something like that. Okay, great. So let's begin with the evaluation for the speech that was delivered by our speaker today, Ram Kumar Nachupalli. So I would like to invite distinguished Toastmaster Ola Rashid to give the feedback as a structured feedback of 2 to 3 minutes for this. The timer, please note, we have 2, 2.5, 3, and 3.5 minutes for Ola Rashid. Over to Ola Rashid, please.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. And thank you for our own speaker. Now, in CAT, as we know, we don't always sugarcoat the words for the speakers because we know that all the speakers are really good. Now, I will tell the things that I really feel that you need really, Ram, to work on it in the future in your speeches. Now, the thing that is good that you spoke about something that is related to everyone around the world. Even we are a pleasure to have guests from India today, and it is related to everyone. So that was really good, and it was so obvious that you have done a good research. But at the same time, for me, to be honest, to speak about COVID-19, it is a kind of not that much interesting for me right now, because all of us, we went through a lot of videos. articles, research about this topic because we are in that topic. So already we have done a lot of things and a lot of readings. So my own suggestions for you. I know it is not really easy to do an informative speech because informative speech sometimes is really not interesting, or to get a point the audience will be bored. Now my own suggestions for you. First of all, we are doing a virtual meeting. The camera is really important to be settled in a good way where we can see you. Actually, it was not that much easy for me to look at you. In a way, half of your head was not appeared, and at a certain point in the middle of the speech, even your eyes was not seen for me. So try for the next time, try to settle up your camera so it will be that you will be at the same time, the eye contact. Now, we know it's a new thing for us, but let's learn that whenever we are speaking to camera, we speak to the camera itself. So like you speak to the camera, you don't look at the people around you. Now, if you wanted to speak about something that everyone knows about, for me, I would have felt if you did this thing. You spoke about COVID-19 in all the details that you spoke about, but in a very, very brief way. And then you related to us to speak with a simpler words. I know as a safety person, this is your field. This is how you work with it. You are so comfortable with the words. You are so comfortable with what you are delivering. But you need to consider the people. So I felt if you relate the COVID-19 to us, like instead of speaking about COVID-19, okay, you will give a small introduction about it, and then let's try to speak about something that will be more interesting to the audience. Especially in informative speeches, it's really important for the speaker to try to interact in a bit with the audience. It's not hard to do it in a virtual way, but let's try to do it for the next time. The timing is really important, Ram. We need to care about the time, how we do manage it for the speech and for the questions. Now, your objective is to deliver informative speech. You have done that. At the same time, to do a question and an answer session, you had only 2 questions and you answered these questions. But try for the next time to work on that part. To the camera, try to work whenever there is informative, try not to make it that much detailed. Try to speak about it, but in a thing that is much easier for the people to understand and to relate to it in an easier way. That's all. I know I'm crossing the time, but for me it is important to give you what I have wrote for you here. And I would like to open now the platform for everyone if anyone would love to add something to DTM round. General evaluator.
Yeah. Okay, I have a couple of comments. One is the eye contact was missing, and I believe this could be, I'm giving the benefit of doubt to the speaker, that this is a virtual meeting, probably first time, so he might not have realized, but he should look at the camera, and he was looking somewhere above that. So I'm not sure whether he had kept a paper or something behind that and he was reading from that, but you should look at the camera wherever it is on your screen. Get used to that because all the contests this year are going to be like that. Secondly, I heard somewhere the word queries as quarries. Quarries means a stone mine, and I heard quarries instead of queries, so maybe it could have been a slip of tongue. And thirdly, when you mention pandemic, epidemic and endemic, I felt the order should have been reversed. First you talk about the least important or least scary of that, endemic, then you tell people what is epidemic, and finally tell people what is pandemic. that would have helped, because that would take the signal higher, the level higher. And time, I'm really surprised that the speaker thought it is 5 minutes when he had spoken for 18 minutes. For a DTM, you should have a sense of time. How much time you have spoken so far should be clear. And you were surprised when the timer told you it is 18 minutes and not 5 minutes. Maybe the timing device had some challenge there, but as a speaker, you should know how much is 15 minutes and how much is 5 and how much is 18. So please work on that. Anyone else would like to give any feedback?
Good evening, DTM Ram, Chief Judge. I felt that also you did.
Before, Doctor, sorry, but would you not to share your screen?
It's the timing.
No, it's not showing the timing. It's showing your WhatsApp, Doctor.
Sorry.
Okay, this is much better.
Okay. Regarding what you did, I felt that part of your speech was you were reading, and the other part you start searching during the speech. I felt the clicking. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. I believe that whatever speech we are giving, whatever information we are giving, we are well trained to give more than 20 minutes speech, even if it is informative. In our field, we can give it without using any papers or reading from papers or reading from the internet. This will make more interaction with the audience. And till now, I wish if you can only raise the laptop a little bit so we can see your face. We are seeing more your chest. Can you raise the laptop or whatever you are using? It's a mobile. Great. Yes. This is much better. If you are delivering a speech, try to be sure that your face is seen. If it is an informative speech, I feel you can do that, but in a proper speech, I believe you should stand up and do at least minimum body language during your speech. Thank you, and back to the judge and chief judge.
The general evaluator.
General evaluator, sorry. I'm in the contest mood.
Anybody else who wants to give?
DTM
I think John, DTM John, he wants to say something. Yes.
Ram, your topic is good. There is definitely the advantage for you for the topic selection. I have 3 suggestions to make, because considering the audience, some of the technical terms that you used and the words that you used may be understood only by the people in the medical field. That's number 1. Number 2, your positioning as it was told by the other speakers. Third one, you're the pace of your speech, because since maybe that you could not feel that giving as a speech since you are on the virtual mode and the camera. However, you could have increased the pace of your speech, the speed, so that you could have finished your speech in about 13 minutes probably, or 15 minutes. It was a bit too slow. But the delivery part of it, leaving the other part of the comments that we already heard, there was a smooth flow of the events. But a structure should have been a bit changed. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, DTM John. Anybody else who wants to complete? I think we are done with the 360 evaluation. Yeah, are we good to go? Okay, so I just want to barge in here for 1 minute because this was something which came to me quite late. It's actually, I'm so sorry, I could not introduce my general evaluator. This is something which we all need to know. Our general evaluator has been a member for 25 years and has groomed 100+ leaders across the world. He's the founder of Toastmasters movement in Pune and Maharashtra. Professionally, he's a corporate trainer and an economist. He speaks a dozen languages, has traveled to 56 countries and trained in 27 countries. He led 5,000+ Toastmasters across 212 clubs of District 41 as district governor for 2013-2014. It covered 89% of India. Currently, Toastmaster International is discussing a proposal to split this 89% territory into 5 separate districts. But more important than that, he has sponsored, mentored, and coached 50+ clubs so far, involving all the steps right from formation of a club to making it a distinguished one continuously. This model created by him, the Prasad Sovni model of splitting a club to form more clubs, has been well recognized all over the world, and as many as 10 clubs in Pune and 30 across the world are formed using that model. So I was so impressed reading this. I just had to share and let you all know who is amongst us. I think we have to unmute and give him a huge round of applause before he continues. Can we do that?
Thank you. Okay.
Okay, let's mute ourselves again.
I'm Jipune.
Okay.
Let's mute ourselves and please continue as General Evaluator, DTM
Yeah.
Prasad Sovni.
I would like to invite now for the second part of this session, which was table topics. And I would like to invite table topics evaluator. Her name is Alka Kumra, Distinguished Toastmaster Alka Kumra. Can you please give us feedback about the table topics speakers and how they fared? Is she online?
Yes.
Hi, yes, I am there. Thank you, our General Evaluator, DTM Prasad. For table topics evaluation, I cannot evaluate the table topics master or the table topics as such because I myself was the one. So I can only evaluate the table topic speakers. And we have had some very good table topic speeches today. I'm impressed by Toastmaster Vikram and Aditya's quality of speeches. Of course, DTM John Joseph is our veteran Toastmaster. And DTM Murli also gave a fairly good speech. Just, I would like to tell to all the table topic speakers, just a suggestion to bear in mind that table topic speech is also a speech just like any other speeches. So let it have a kind of an introduction, body, and conclusion, where we focus on the topic, but also we can, I know it's very natural for the table topic speakers to veer off the topic because it's an impromptu speech, but I would like all of the table topic speakers to conclude their speech, whether it's even if it's in one sentence or so. So that's all I have to say. Thank you so much. And over to you, back to you, DTM Prasad.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, you are, Sorry, sir.
Okay. Please remember to unmute me after whenever somebody transfers the control, because I couldn't do it from my machine. It was done at your end. Okay, let's move on with the next role player, which is Harp Master. And if Tabassum, maybe we can have some questions from her. Can we see Toastmaster Tabassum Ali?
Yes, hello. Good evening, one and all. Yeah, I think I must be audible enough.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi.
Yeah, actually, the thing was, I was trying to avoid sitting in the hall because I didn't want my children yelling at the backdrop. But the connection was very bad in the bedroom, so I had to come to the hall. And halfway through, I said that I will not be doing the Harp Master, and I messaged Arif Jafar too. So now the thing is, yeah, I'm sure she must have taken some questions, so I don't want to deny her the fact. Listen, relax. I'll be asking 3-4 questions, and after that, I'll give Arif Jafar to ask another 3 questions. So let's split it up. Okay? Yes, Arif? Okay. So here we go. Come on. Now it is online meeting. Okay, so we have to adapt, and everything is not going to be the same like the physical meeting. So you don't only have to be fast in understanding the question and also answering. You also have to be fast at typing. Okay. So ready, steady. Here we go. Your first question. Are you ready? Show me a thumbs up. I can tell you. Ready? Am I disconnected or you are disconnected?
Yeah, showing thumbs up.
Okay. So the first question is, name the full name of the 2 Toastmasters who have joined all the way from Pune. Who types first? Yeah, please type your answer in the chat column.
Vikram and Aditya.
I need typing. Okay, who's done that? Okay, Vikram Sikka got the answer, but I said I want full names. Yeah, can someone please type the full name?
I will make it easy for you, Tabassum.
Yes.
I will unmute all so they can answer. What do you think?
Okay, perfect.
Not
yeah, perfect.
Let's name Tabassum.
Okay, Prasad. So I will give it up for both of you. I'll give it up for both. For Ola for answering, and Prasad Sovani for typing it out. So for both of you. Okay. Now, are we moderator, a host, Dr. Makhlouf, are we all unmuted?
Yeah, all are free. All are unmuted.
Is everyone unmuted?
Yes,
okay,
yes.
Perfect. Okay.
All of us.
Okay.
Aditya
Speaker,
and Ram not unmuted.
They will miss out then. Survival of the fittest. Okay. Okay, survival of the fittest. Who said this word in their table topic? Who was the person who used this word in the table topic? Other than the person who used it. Other than the person who used it, the rest of you can answer. Who used the word survival of the fittest in table topic? Murli is the wrong answer.
No, I cannot. Okay.
Who used the word survival of the fittest?
Aditya.
Rohaina gets it. Okay. Now, coming to the speech, which were the 2 professions, the prepared speech, the profession which DTM Ramkumar said that we are not so and so. Which was the 2 professions?
Safety.
We are not.
Virologist, epidemiologist.
Who answered?
You cannot say that, Ram. Ram, you cannot say.
Ramkumar, how can you answer your own question?
Ram, you cannot answer.
-1. Give Ram -1.
Question board.
Okay. Now I'll do the last question before I hand it over to Arif Jafar.
Tabassum, I was trying to tell you I was not there. I had to leave for my mom because she wasn't feeling
Okay, no worry.
Okay.
Okay, no problem. I'll frame 3 more questions then. Okay, no worry. Thank you so much, Arif. Okay. Now the next question is, now Murli will not answer this. What was the name of the 3 phones Murli mentioned? Name the
Nokia
three
Ericsson.
phones Murli mentioned.
Nokia Ericsson.
Okay. And the third one?
Samsung.
Yes, Murli. What's the third one?
Nokia
Samsung.
Ericsson Samsung.
Which was the third one?
Samsung.
Okay. Ram Kumar, your minus one is taken back. You get plus one now. Okay. Now coming to the last question. Okay. Now, please, the person who's involved will not answer. And even the president will not answer. Okay, president? So the next question is, how many clubs did Toastmaster Prasad Sovani establish in Pune?
10, 10, 10.
10,
50.
10 clubs.
Yes, Division Director Murli Manohar.
Okay, the answer is wrong. The
No.
10 clubs by splitting one club. Okay. I have established more than 50 clubs in Pune.
So this is
That was my
regarding
answer.
the introduction.
Now, that was the president. She introduced wrong.
No, she said that. You didn't hear that. She said
It's Rohena mentioned.
That was my
that
answer.
means,
Yeah, one
that
club
means
into
my-
10.
I have to. Okay, that means I have to improve my own listening skills before I become master.
Never mind.
Okay, actually, I had,
World
I
over
had
30 clubs.
Yeah.
That is phenomenal. Very, very impressive. And I had to be part of the question. I think.
That's why he lost all the hair.
So is that motivation or demotivation?
Motivated.
Okay. Yeah, I think I come to the end of my half master session segment. And back to you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Prasad Sovani. I think it was a great experience. Thank you so much.
Let's applaud using this for Tabassum.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Where I missed out, where is this applaud? Even I want to do it.
There is a symbol here called reaction. You can click on that and then it goes there.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. I believe distinguished Toastmaster Alka Kumra has to add something to the evaluation of Ravi Kumar's, distinguished Toastmaster Ravi Kumar's speech. So if she is online, we can request her to add maybe for a minute or so to add to her evaluation. Can we see distinguished Toastmaster Alka?
Hi, good evening once again. Yes, I actually wrote it on the chat because I thought we are finished with the evaluation part. My recommendation is for DTM RAM to use a presentation, PowerPoint presentation, for the informative part to make it more interesting. The screen that will also be a little add variety to the speech, especially in an online meeting. A 15 to 20 minute speech which even extends beyond time gets a little monotonous. So this will add variety to it. That was my recommendation. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Let's give a round of applause to her again. Try to use this symbol on the screen. It's under reactions. Try doing that. Maybe you will have to do that for the meetings as well. Okay, let's move to the next part of the meeting. Can we have the report from distinguished Toastmaster Dr. Makhlouf on the overall timings of the meeting, how the meeting has been progressing, how much time did the speaker take?
Meeting was doing well. All the speakers in the table topics were on time. The only difference was the misunderstanding of DTM Ram Kumar, because I don't want to confuse him with the numbers. So I tried to show directly the green, yellow, and red. That's why I made it 1, 2, 3 minutes. And he took over it 2 minutes. But these minutes were taken from his part as question and answers. And thanks, there was no questions and answers. So overall time was okay, less than 20 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Evaluation was good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. distinguished Toastmaster Dr. Mohammed. I now move to the evaluation of the entire meeting. So I had the agenda ready and received on WhatsApp much before the meeting started. So good job there, Vice President of distinguished Toastmaster Murli. We had a situation where the connection was poor for the role players who were very important role players for the meeting, Toastmaster of the day as well as Table Topics Master. And in both cases, we had two leaders jumping in. I would like to give a great round of applause to both Rohana as well as Alka for jumping in at the last minute. The theme of the meeting was change is the only constant, and they demonstrated that by their leadership, where they showed that change even at the last minute is required at times, and they jumped in to serve the club at the last minute. We had the meeting started on time. Sergeant at Arms explained the mission of Toastmasters as well as the rules of the meeting that were to be used today. What I liked is she also showed a kit that she had, and going forward, we all may have to use that kit quite often. So good job there. The role player was, one second, distinguished Toastmaster Arish Zafar. Good job in explaining everything in the beginning of the meeting. And then we had a lovely speech by President of the club, Toastmaster Rohana, who spoke about Eagle. And that was a very apt speech for this particular meeting, where Eagle undergoes transformation and can live longer. And she welcomed guests, asked them to introduce themselves in brief. Then you also had a business section very early in the meeting. Normally in our club, we have it at the end, but I think it is worth exploring having it early so that guests do not get bored at the end of the meeting. So your Vice President Education report, Vice President Membership report, Treasurer's report, Secretary and SA report, all were received well. Unfortunately, Vice President Public Relations was not present or could not connect online. Here, whoever is, I have a suggestion that whoever was giving the report can be brought on the main screen. For example, right now I'm speaking, so I should be on the main screen here instead of Dr. Mohammed. And when Rohana was speaking and she was inviting VP, the VP should be here on the main screen at that time. And when it was VPM, he should be on the main screen here. This is just a suggestion we have to change for online meetings. The timer did great to check with everyone whether they have understood what is unmute, what is mute, and then started with the meeting. But 0 at 13 didn't really work. So maybe you may want to change your timing device or modify your timing device to some extent. And I was surprised that you did not have a language evaluator for your meeting today. Do you usually have a language evaluator, and today because of some technological challenge that person was missing, or you normally don't have language evaluator in advanced club?
In CAT, we don't have grammarian or language evaluator
because
we have table topic evaluator. So we are replacing this.
Okay. The table topic session was conducted well by Alka. She had topics related to the theme, and she had as many as 4 different speakers who spoke. What was missing, in my opinion, in today's meeting was introduction of role players, because normally the Toastmaster of the day does that, but Murli couldn't join in because of technological challenge earlier. So maybe going forward, if any Toastmaster of the day faces a challenge of technology, he can type that here on the screen or send it to somebody who can post it on the screen here on Zoom group chat, so that everyone is aware of the introduction of the speaker and the role player. Other than that, I enjoyed this meeting. I believe you people are very well connected with each other. I saw the light banter. I saw the jokes that you are making. It was all good. Tabassum is trying to say something. Tabassum, are you trying to say something? Yeah, I forgot to evaluate Tabassum's role, which was Hark Master, and there was another person
I see
present
that.
who all yes. So she did well to write down, listen to the entire meeting well, write down all the questions and ask them correctly. And she also gave chance to people to respond on the chat or in person, either way. So she left both the options there. So good job, everyone. I personally like this meeting because of your camaraderie between each other. And although it was online meeting, it was apparent that you were very close friends of each other. Thank you very much. I shall now hand over back to the president of the club and Toastmaster of the day as well for today, Rohana. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you so much, DTM Prasad Sovni. It was very nice having you here and giving us such a wonderful evaluation. One thing I did not really catch upon was about, you said about introduction about the role players. So I did not really get that because we didn't introduce the role player, but we introduced what the role player had to do. So that was one thing I did not follow. But yes, we'll try and follow that in our.
What I meant was in most other clubs in Pune, we introduce each person every time he comes to speak in each meeting. For example, when you have evaluator Alka, so you will introduce, table topic master Alka. So you'll give some introduction about her. What does she do? What is her profession? What are her hobbies or something like that? So the speakers understand that person better, and then she is called on stage. Okay, so that introduction was missing. It may not be a practice in your club because it's a close-knit club. Yeah.
No, actually, we try to do that. The TMOD normally does that. But the thing is that I jumped in the last minute, so I did not have those introductions. Even your introduction, it was pointed out to me at a later stage. So that's when I actually introduced you. So next time we will definitely make it a point to be cautious before we start the meeting. Thank you so much.
This is the first meeting.
Yeah, first online meeting. So we will we'll get over these hiccups very soon. And of course, change is constant. So we're going to learn with the changes. With the changes, we are going to evolve, and definitely the survival of the fittest will happen here too. And coming to the table topic speakers, we have a winner. Do you all want to guess who the winner is?
Aditya.
Okay, let me just announce it. We have now it's DTM Murli Manohar.
Wow!
He has won the table topic. Let's give a round of applause again for that. And of course, you have to treat us for that. Next meeting, you're going to be treating us, sending us home-cooked meal. Okay, so let's wind up this meeting. I think we had a wonderful meeting. Do we have any other announcements to make? VP Education, DTM Murli, any announcements?
Yeah, very good. First of all, my sincere thanks to our general evaluator who has accepted to be the general evaluator for today's meeting. And we will welcome one and all for our next meeting, where we are going to have a very special keynote speaker, DTM Cheryl Roche from San Diego, USA, who is agreed to be our keynote speaker. And I wish everyone to join here, not only in Kuwait, as well as from our fraternity in India and world over. 30th March, next Monday, same timing. We may even advance the time. We will discuss with our ExCom and revert to you. We would like to have all of you to be part of this meeting, where you can enjoy, you can learn something from DTM Cheryl Roche. Over to President.
Thank you so much. So please, I would request all of you all to do join in for our next meeting, because we're going to have a very interesting keynote speaker who's going to come all the way from San Diego, California. And besides that, I would like to also thank our moderator who's taken the efforts to create this meeting, to conduct the meeting, and of course the co-host, I think that is DTM Ola. Thank you so much, Ola. And of course our guests. Again, I would like to thank DTM Prasad Sovni. I would like to thank the other Puneites. I think that we had Aditya, Toastmaster Aditya, Toastmaster Vikram Sikka, And of course, our other guests, I can see Toastmaster Ravi here, and I can see, I could see, there were a few other guests. Some of them have left. But yes, I'm glad we had a productive and a good meeting. Thank you very much. And till next time, let's sign off. I think what we need to do is just keep on evolving, changing, and becoming better.
Let's
Thank you so
switch on
much.
our camera and let our moderator take a group photo.
Yeah.
Listen, I want to tell you something.
Yes.
Someone who came near Salmia, near Sargam hotel, our area, one person came down the building, did not go to the road. He came to smoke in the building ground, on the ground floor, did not go out. He was caught by the police. He was taken. Just a road.
And this is what I was telling my brother.
Do not
Everyone,
come below the building.
don't even come to our house because they are our neighbors. There is one poster they send that even like neighbors to visit each others is not allowed. And by the way, they are like randomly they are going inside the buildings and checking inside the buildings if someone is going out even to the neighbors. So please stay home. It's only few hours. Let's be safe. Let's help each others to conquer this crisis.
Yeah, this person was in the lobby. Very unfortunate. He was in the lobby smoking. The police went inside and brought in the police.
True.
Be careful.
So let's be all safe. Avoid going out or giving opportunity for others to comply. So be careful. This is a curfew time. Yeah, we can see Reach. Ramkumar.
Also, our brothers in Pune, please be safe because it's spreading in Maharashtra too, quite a bit. So all of us around the globe, be safe, pray for each other.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Yeah, please be safe in India too. I think over there also it's growing exponentially.
It's growing, yes,
and,
yes.
In Kuwait, it is really being contained, and we all are
This
taking
is how the Kuwait is.
Yes.
This is how the calm and quiet Kuwait is.
This is Kuwait.
Abandoned.
Quiet Kuwait.
Thank
Very
you,
quiet.
leaders. And
We're having curfew now.
So let's adjourn. Let's adjourn.
President, can you please adjourn the meeting?
Let's adjourn. I'm trying to the gavel. I'm hitting the gavel. Talk.
Thank you
Bye.
and good
Till
night,
next time.
everyone.
Good
See you
night.
again.
Bye till next time. Thank you, DT Malka.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ola.
Stay safe.
Thank you, Maklub, Dr. Maklub. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.